Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Fontaine, one of the co-host guests for Listen Up, Listening podcast. Yes, I'm about to be on season 2. Now, I know I was missing in action in season 1, but that's not going to happen for season 2. And check this out. We're going to have fun. Yo, check up the lineup. Y'all got Giggles. Y'all got Miss Esther. Y'all got Miss Cheryl, the nurse. Besides all the interviews and Breezy doing Podbean live Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. And then Friday and Saturday from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all know it's going to be off the chain. So y'all get ready, fasten them seatbelts, get ready for a great podcast with the host, Breezy, from Listen Up, Listening Podcast, baby. Y'all felt that? Ooh, suck it to me. Let's get busy.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Giggles. Make sure and go check out Listen Up, Listening podcast with Preezy. Real talk for real people.
Hey everybody, before I even get started, all praises due to Jehovah God and Jesus Christ every day. Amen. Now let's start the show.
Tanya, you ready?
Listen up, listen in. 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 Thanks for tuning in. Let's have a conversation. Talking worldwide, it don't matter your location. What you going through and the topic may have relation. Let's get some motivation. Swap out education. Every Friday we heal, laugh, improve, and grow. Put some nutrients in your mind, give you food for the soul. I know you pumped and preparing for your weekend and low. Might as well join the discussion and tune into the show. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in.
Hey everybody, welcome to Listen Up, Listening podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. And y'all know I have a special guest. I always have special guests, but let me tell you a little bit about this gentleman before he comes on and tell you about himself. Life from Cabrini Greens details the true story of the author and his life experience through struggles and pain, deeply traumatized early on in his mindset. He was affected by daily gang life from the beginning. There were many obstacles he had to overcome, from dealing with crime and eventual incarceration. And he encouraged and influenced others to follow his lead, which would lead to self-destruction. While in federal prison, he woke up and came to his senses. And this change of thinking led to better choices and a willingness to give back to the community. This gentleman struggled from poverty to prison, and it made it hard for him to overcome and become a better man. He had the ability to rise above the madness of being active within a gang to change his life around. And he was able to adapt to prison life to where it took a toll on him to be part of the jail population in the 1990s and the 2000s. But see, his book gives details of his life in conservative vice lord organization. And this was done for over 40 years. But eventually the change became positive, a positive mindset to this gentleman. So without further ado, let's give a round of applause to Tyrone Malone. Hey Tyrone, how are you?
I'm great. How are you? I'm just sitting here chilling, relaxing. Yeah, just relaxing.
That's
I've been
cool.
waiting on this ultimate moment.
Oh, yes, me too, me too. And I'm glad you're here today on Listen Up, Listening podcast. And I know your story is so, so deep. And I'm very happy to know that you're going to share your story on my podcast. So I thank you so much for being here. But, you know, I read your bio and it's deep. But see, I read it, but only you could tell your story. Only you could tell us who you are. So tell my audience who Tyrone Malone is.
First off, Tyrone Malone, I am a great person. You know, I have a good sense of humor. I grew up, you know what I'm saying, on a different side of that from a negative perspective, being that I was influenced by the older cats, you know, learning new ways and new tricks and new criminal activity led me to be disruptive in life. So I always had a good heart. I always been a good person, but I I guess I grew up as a follower, and that me following others led me to be a a vice lord, conservative vice lord for over 40 years, which I upheld that flag to the fullest.
Wow.
And throughout all that madness, I just realized that life was more important than me to depend on others and to mislead others. It was all about myself, that I needed to make better ways for me. So I decided to write the book, and here I am.
Wow. Wow. So Cabrini Green. Wasn't that, that's in Chicago? Well, it
Yes, ma'am.
was, right?
Mm-hmm.
So was that considered one of the worst projects in Chicago? Or one of the dangerous, I
Chicago,
should say?
Cabrini Greens, for whoever listening to this podcast right now. To Cabrini Greens was the notorious, like I said, notorious project buildings in Chicago, Illinois, from the 1960s all the way to the 2000s. So let's
And why
get
is
it under,
that?
excuse me,
Why? Why was it so notorious?
because like I say, I grew up, I was traumatized from hearing gunshots all the time. It was always shootings. It was always gang fights. It was
Wow.
always blue, yellow, or red. We've been living off of colors. I understand that LA set the trend, but we was doing it in Cabrini Greens. This is an inner city project inside of Chicago. And most people in Chicago wouldn't dare come over there during these times. So, like I say, uh I was hypnotized. I was addicted. I was misled to do criminal things when it comes to snatching purses, pickpocketing, shooting guns, shooting dice, pitching pennies. I got it from the mud, and like I say, I grew up. These is the High Tower Project. So I grew up when I first started shooting guns. Like I say, this was all I was around. So I liked the guns. All I heard was gunshots. So I wanted a gun. I wanted to shoot a gun. I wanted to be like these gangsters that I was seeing doing these things. So in the projects, you may hit the tower. We called it the top of the building, the tower. You hit the tower, and I grew up shooting 22 rifles with scopes on them. So things like that, to where I was just so, my mind was so affected to where I didn't care. I seen so much of death. I seen so much of pain. I seen little kids fall out the window, get thrown out the window, people fighting every day. Where I come from in Cabrini Greens, if you didn't know how to fight, you wouldn't be outside at night because somebody's gonna bother you. But me coming up, I was I grew up around a lot of GDs, gangster disciples, and they was very, very aggressive in Cabrini Greens. So while I wasn't able to go to the store for my mom's, when I was 7 and 8 years of age, because these guys would take all the food, chase me, beat me up, and not older guys, these young guys. I'm talking about 150, 75 young guys. I'm talking about serious about the GD Nation. So I was from the other building called the Bankroll. I'm from the Bankroll. If anybody know Cabrini Greens, I'm a bankroll brother. BRB. That's what it means. Bankroll brother. To where it's these two buildings. The numbers are 502, 500, or however you want to put it, 500, 502. They connected together, and we were surrounded around nothing but gangster disciples. This me at a younger age, but I'm knowing all this because I was a part of all of this. And I hung with these individuals, which they all was older. I was basically the youngest vice lord in this building at this time. And I was honored to the fullest from these older guys. I'm talking about these guys would go lie to my mama for me. These guys would keep me outside. I'm 10 and 11 and 9 years of age until 12 o'clock because I had to do security for them in these buildings. I grew up considering me being so protected by these guys. I was like a baby boss because like I say, I was protected by these guys. So it was like most of the things I wanted to do, especially as a young man, which I was a young kid, they would allow me to, and they would make sure I was happy doing it. So I was kind of like, the guys my age, the kids my age was like under me to where I was like a boss to them. I hung out to 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock when it was school nights at a young age. And my mom whooped me every night.
Wow.
I come from getting whoopings every day with a belt. My mom used to search me. Back then when I was younger, like I say, I was putting in work. A lot of people don't know what putting in work mean. I was putting in work. Putting in work mean, like I said, I couldn't leave until 12 o'clock because I had to be on security. I was holding a gun while one of my guys was selling the drugs, or one of my guys was probably enjoying his high. It was for me to watch his back while he enjoyed his high. And I took pride in these things. I took pride in selling a joint. Back then, we sold joints. I loved to sell joints and marijuana, things of that nature. Like I say early in the conversation, crime was instilled in me, and that's part of it. Selling drugs, that's what we had to do to survive over there. Sell marijuana, sell cocaine, crack, but back then we were selling a lot of marijuana because that was all I knew. And actually, like I say, I grew up following. I was a follower. I was influenced by a lot of things. So I was smoking marijuana since I was about 7 years of age, easily, with no problem. And I would come home. My mama would search me because these guys I would sell the drugs for them, but I would make sure I have to keep the money. That's part of putting in work. I would have to keep the money, give them the money. They probably gave me 2 joints for selling 100 joints for 10 hours. I had me 2 personal joints with a good $10, $15 in my pocket. So I was happy. And then I had the protection. And like I say, I felt like I was a part of something because these guys treated me like a little brother. So my mom got hypnotized. She got hip to the lifestyle that I was living, in which I have a brother that's 1 year older than me. So everything he did, I did, and I probably did a little extra on my own because I always wanted to try new things. So I had to deal with coming home, being searched, mama taking the money. So now my mama taking these gang members' money because I have it on me. I have to report to them and tell them my mama took it. So now I have these gang members going to my mama, telling her that's their money, or they even show her when I run from the opposite gang from the store, I don't have my mama food. They will come and pay her or give her the food because, like I say, they were my superiors. And she kind of got hip to it. They ended up starting not let me and my brother, like I said, my brother is older than me, so his story might be bolder than mine. And he was doing other things, but that's his story. This is my story. My story is a reality check of my life. So I'm only telling people how I live, what I had to do, what I did, and I'm sticking to it because this is in my membrane. So if it's amazing to others, or if others may not feel that this was really going on, I'm telling you now. Only if you was there, you would know. So those that hearing this, I know it's a lot of projects. You from New York, they got way more projects than anybody. So they know the story. It's just that they didn't write a book. So if you read my book, I say the purpose of my book is to let the world know that we can change, and that most people like me don't have a chance to tell their story. So I'm speaking for everyone that come from poverty, had pain, doing things like that, and I'm respecting that, because that's what project guys do. We respect other men, real men. Even though we may have ops, you still have a respect level to where if you don't have an understanding, you're not going to make it anyway. So the more of my story is the fact that I took this mentality, like I say, I was traumatized to Wisconsin. I ended up, me and my brother was so bad to where my mama's was fearing they was trying to kill us, shooting at us every night. She seeing us shooting guns. We had got to the extent, back then we grew up putting on ski masks, running out project building. It'd be so many GDs coming. We called them disciples back then. They was disciples. So if anyone hearing this story, they know I know what I'm talking about, and they know I'm an OG. I'm 52 years of age, and I might look like I'm 32. So please believe me. My word is bond, especially when I'm saying what, like I say, my membrane remember, because I'm not fit to say anything that I didn't do, didn't see, and didn't participate in. So I ended up my mom was so fearful for me and my brother. Like I say, he was a little rougher than me, so she was probably a little more emotional when it came to him because he was the oldest. She packed us up. She ran. My mama ran up out of Cabrini Greens, and we came to Wisconsin. We moved to Wisconsin. I think I was around about 14.
So she
I'm
left because you guys' lives were in jeopardy and she was scared for herself? What was the reason for the move? She was because you guys were getting into so much and she probably feared
Yeah,
for her own life.
the move was she couldn't keep up with us both now, because I'm doing this, he doing that. She getting tired. Every time I get a whooping, he get a whooping. Every time he get a whooping, I get a whooping. She got tired of doing that. So by the time I was 12, 13 years of age, I was smoking cigarettes in front of my mama because I'm a man. I'm doing everything. I'm hanging out. I'm coming in at 10, 11, 12 o'clock.
12 years old, you was a man? Or you thought
That's
you were
what
a man?
this is. I'm carrying myself like I was a man. Let me rephrase that. I'm carrying myself like a man. No matter if she told me, no matter if she whooped me, gave me 100 whips, she knew that wasn't going to stop me from smoking a cigarette or stop me from hanging with these guys. So why continue to whoop me? So me and my brother have had so many whoopings. I think her arm, because she got the saying back then, her arm She hurt her arm. I'll be happy her arm hurts. She can't swing no more on the belt because when you get a whooping, you have to lay on the bed and she gonna whoop you. She gonna whoop you with a belt or a little switch or whatever she gonna do, and she gonna keep it. Then she got two people to do. It ain't so. You know what I'm saying? I'll be happy that she's whooping him because she hope she get tired. I'll be saying, oh yeah, I'll be good. Yeah, she come to me. She gonna give me just a fruit on because she did him in because when she was whooping my brother, he wasn't crying. So
Wow. So you're
believe how his story may be.
Can I ask you a question? I hope I'm, not stepping over any boundaries. Where was your dad?
My dad was always around, but he worked out west. He was always around till, let me say, as I can remember, my dad was a moving man. He was always in the trucks. He would come home and the guys would, Ty, little Ty, they call me Ty. Ty, little Ty, come George. His name is George. So I run up the stairs, it's elevators. So I run up the stairs and hide in the hallways and he really didn't. He was just always tell my mama, stop whooping them little bad motherfuckers. Stop whooping. It's only making them do it more. And he'd say to stop because even though she whooped us, she still bought me boots, shoes. Back then, I wore shoes and boots. We wasn't into gym shoes, and we loved Jordans. Who don't love Jordans? I always loved Jordan. Back then, Jordan was coming up in his prime, so you know what I'm saying. A pair of Jordans was valuable in the projects back then. But we wore Converses with the 5-point star, the one with the stars on them. That's all I want. You remember they had different. I don't know if they should still have them, different colors of them and everything. And that's all I wanted was a pair of Converse when it comes to gym shoes. I didn't play sports. I didn't have time. I didn't even have the opportunity to even ride a bike in the projects because like I say, it was always neighborhood snipers. The GDs, like I say, I was in the neighborhood surrounded about GDs. So they were always snipe and shoot like we did. We wasn't the only ones shooting. They would always shoot at us in the playground. So we couldn't go to the playgrounds because they shooting the kids. The kids getting shot. You know what I'm saying? They doing their thing. They trying to hit because we are the kids that's doing everything. So, like I said, my mom, she was so fearful our lives because she really didn't go nowhere. So my mom just would stay in the house on the 16th floor. I stayed on the 16th floor, 1604 and 502 West Oak Street. But anyways, we get here to Wisconsin and I take it overboard. I get to Wisconsin and I see they naive. They a couple steps behind Chicago. They don't know nothing about this vice lord thing. So I don't know. Like I say, if you listening to this, if you on a podcast, you from Racine or Chicago, please believe me. I came here and I instilled vice lord, conservative vice lord around here in Racine, Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? You could basically say Wisconsin, but I'm going to just keep it in the town that I moved to. So I come here, I turn everybody out. Everywhere I go, I'm gang related to where I'm carrying a gun, I'm gang banging. I like to fight. I grew up fighting in the projects, boxing. I didn't even. I forgot to tell you when I was hanging with these oldest guys, they used to always punch on me. I might. Believe me, I cry on everything, but they gonna punch on me. They made me tough. They gonna stop crying. So now I stopped crying, and now I get to punch it back. And then they started making me and like my best friend. I grew up with people that I hung with. We would fight for a minute. We'll become ops for an hour because this is what these older guys wanted us to do to show that we had the heart and the willpower to fight. So I was always into that. So I come to Wisconsin and I basically instilled vice lord around here. I planted that seed. I go on a gang banging spree. Basically, I'm gang banging. I'm fighting. I ended up getting shot down here. I was so reckless to where the GDs down here shot me because I felt like I can rule. I can go where I want to go, when I want to go, and how I want to go. And I got caught slipping. I think I was 17 when I got shot. See, look, I got shot up when I was 17. Got shot at many times during those times. So it was because of my activities in the neighborhood as a gang member. So I that seed that I planted, it started to grow. And the population got bigger. So I ended up, like I said, I was around these guys. These guys in Chicago taught me the skills of life, how to survive. We didn't have it easy. Like I said, remember my story, poverty to pain. Poverty part is me. My mama was on welfare. My mama didn't have a car. My mama, like I said, she didn't really go nowhere. Rent was $50, $65 a month. And so I come from poverty, and it led me to want to hustle. Like I say, I had skills to survive. So these guys taught me what to do, and that's what they taught me. Sell some drugs. Drugs will get you money. I come from having peace treaties. I've been involved with peace treaties. I know about real peace treaties, gang peace treaties. I watched disciples, stones, and vice lords march. But in this neighborhood in Chicago, please believe me, GD's gangster disciples ran this whole neighborhood. It was around it probably was about 100 or a good 60 projects in this building. The vice lords only had one. We survived, like I say, survival of the fittest, and we gained the skills to overcome that trap we was in. I come from living in a trap, so my life was always, you know what I'm saying, to a point to where I didn't think I would see the next day. So much shooting,
Right.
so you know what I'm saying, too many shootings, everybody getting shot, kids getting shot, women getting shot, to where this is the life,
And
to where
these were innocent people that were getting shot, just getting caught
innocent
up in a
people.
crossfire.
Right, innocent people, and then, or it may be your sister, maybe my sister. My sister and them couldn't go to the store because they were ops, and that's how they applied it. As far as in Cabrini, we always had a lot of respect, even though I say all these things about my life and my mentality and my behavior. I don't know if people may say, well, you didn't respect her. I'm finna say, I've still respected my moms. People may say, how you respect your mom when you doing this, doing that? I
Right.
respected my moms. I didn't talk back to my mama. I accepted those whippings from my mama. I didn't grab that belt from my mama. You see what I'm saying? Every time I went home, I made sure I didn't have no bullets or no guns, because if I didn't say it earlier, we would come home, because I didn't know we was gonna get searched, me and my brother. So we come home with the guns from the older guys, because they may not want to have it. You know how you put that extra luggage on somebody else that you training. You know what I'm saying? I was trained to be a wolf, so she started finding guns. You taking guns? No, I got to bring these guys to the house. That's them dudes. That's them brothers' gun. So
Wow.
I come to Wisconsin. So when we get to Wisconsin, at that time, I'm respected as a man from my mama. Ain't no more whoopments. I can smoke cigarettes in front of her, and like I said, I started hustling. I ended up getting me a crew. I had me a crew. Like I said, I planted the seed here. So now I got a crew. I'm teaching people how to talk. I'm teaching them Chicago slang. I'm teaching them the handshakes, and I'm teaching them how to wear their hats. So it's going on. I'm very popular. I'm popular, more popular down here in Wisconsin, because I'm setting a trend. I continue to set my trend. I get into drugs. I'm like I say, I'm gang related. I don't know if you ever met a person that was truly gang related. You know what I'm saying? I know you're in New York. New York, they didn't really grow up being in gangs. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we have our gangs out here. I mean, I
Yeah,
grew up
yeah.
with they used to have the Decepticons and um can't even remember. I
Y'all
mean, we
got the
had the
Latin
Bloods.
Kings. Y'all got the Latin Kings.
We
Latin
had the
Kings.
Bloods and the Crips out here. You got all the
Okay,
gangs
but
out here.
okay, but they come later in time. Bloods and Crips weren't out there really in the 90s, was they? I'm not aware.
Yeah, as
So
far as I
let
know,
me
they were
know.
out here. They were out
Okay.
here. All the
Yeah,
gangs,
gangs
Nightcats,
are
all of that.
everywhere, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's certain movement that these gangs have. But like I say, I ended up I got shot and I kinda came to my I took that as a reality check. And I said to myself, I need to maneuver. I need to get around because I had big dreams to be a big time drug dealer, and
Mhm.
I can't win being a drug dealer, gang banging. So, and then when I got shot, that touched me. I was touched. You see what I'm saying? I was touched. I don't know if someone say if anybody that got shot say it didn't scare them. That's your problem, homie. That you got a heart like that. But I was spooked that even though I got shot in the hip, I'm still wondering like, dang, that's a bullet. And because I watched so many guys die from small bullets. You know what I'm saying? Any kind of bullet. And I'm like, shit, I'm shot. Anything can happen. So I was blessed to see another day. So I kind of like, you hear me say, I kind of like because, like I say, if you read the book, I was a vice lord for over 40 years. And with me saying that is only because I I said I retired. So it ain't no I didn't denounce it. I retired. So,
Right.
let's get that understood. Like everybody always say, oh, you come in, you got to come in and get beat in, and you can't get out unless death. No, most gang members. I don't know about how California do their thing or whatever, but I'm talking from a Chicago perspective. It's honor amongst thieves, and like I say, we all grew up as thieves, so you have to honor what's what's supposed to be stipulated in life, and that is I have the opportunity to retire, just like a person have the opportunity to retire with a job and things of that nature. But I go on and I'm doing my thing down here. I'm gang banging. I'm having meetings. I know how to, like I said, I'm going to peace treaties when I was a little kid. I'm going to meetings when I was a little kid. So I know how these things are ran. I know how they are open. I know how they are closed. So like I say, I'm traumatized. I brought this mentality to Wisconsin. Now, Tyrone throwing meetings in Wisconsin. I'm the top man. I'm not taking it, even though I may be younger than somebody that was a vice lord here in Wisconsin. I still had a potent potentials about this because as we go back to what I'm saying, I really planted this seed, but I'm not tripping. I just want to crew. I just want the love. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to show my love. I want to be peaceful. So, you know what I'm saying? Us growing up as a vice lord, I don't know if people misunderstood. I don't know how other individuals describe what's the meaning of the life that they trying to carry on as a gang member. But being a vice lord, it teaches you to only be righteous. So there's no violence in considering yourself a vice lord. There's no robbing people, raping people. All of that stuff is against the law. So, like I say, I grew up living under law and order. I come up living and being around individuals. We didn't have no money, so we shared. I'm used to sharing things. I'm used to, if we got $5 and there's 10 dudes, we gonna make sure everybody eat. That's what I loved about the projects. Everybody gonna eat. 50 cents a piece. We know what to do, or whatever meal we get, everybody split. It's 10 people. We got $5. It's 10 people. We got one joint, one hit and pass. We didn't do the one hit. It's 2 hits and pass. Because we were vice lords. Like I say, I live up under certain laws and conditions. 2 hits and pass. Everybody getting high. Everybody putting in free work. Everybody doing this. So I come from people showing me love because one minute we was here and the next minute he may be gone because those GDs wasn't playing in Cabrini Greens. Let's get that understood in my book. Like I said in my book, they ran things. And when they come through, they rolled over you. So, and I still didn't want to be a part of that. You know how people say, oh, you might well get with it if you can't. Nah, we stood 10 toes strong. We was going to overcome this. And every other vice lord that grew up with me, grew up under me, and taught me a lot of things and allowed me to teach them, they know this is true. You know what I'm saying? So
Let me
I
ask you
continue.
something. The
Go ahead.
movie New Jack City, did that have anything to do with Cabrini Greens? Did any drug dealers ever take over the projects? Were they running the
Listen here.
projects, like take a couple
Listen here.
apartments and running stuff?
Listen here. Listen here. I love the projects. If anybody from the projects hear this interview, they gonna say, oh, I love the projects. We ran the projects. The police didn't come to the projects. When the police come to the projects, we ran the elevators. We run everything. The lockers, the mailbox. The mailbox. We put guns in them, drugs in them. First floor, 1 minute we selling drugs on the first floor. It's on the third floor. Everything we search. If you come in our building, if you came over there, I'm allowed to search you. I don't care who you is, Miss Preezy, Miss Easy, or Miss Wheezy. I'm searching you, or you not coming in this building.
So you mean to tell me I live there? I'm coming in there with my keys, and you searching me before I go to my apartment?
No, not you, because you live here, you from the bankroll. You us. I'm talking about if a lady, if your friend was coming to visit you, yes, she's getting searched. She's
Wow,
getting pat
that's a
down.
terrible way to live.
Yes, we pat people down. We come from that to where it's serious.
But so many
So,
innocent, I read an article on Cabrini Greens, like the young boy Dantrell. He was 7 years old. There was a sniper, Dantrell Davis.
ooh,
He was 7 years old when he got hit
ooh,
one
I'm glad
morning
you
coming
telling me
home from
that.
school. He was walking home from school with his mom. They had a sniper, and he had beef with somebody. I guess maybe that person was near that area where the little boy was walking home. He got killed, got shot in the head, and he died the next day. That's
Man,
just one. That's just
I'm
one
glad you
child. But
said
there's
that.
so many people
So
who lost
many.
their lives because of
Now,
gang members and shootings. They're shooting with AR-15s, and they see their enemy, and they're shooting, not even caring about the people that was walking by or just standing there.
no,
So
they didn't care.
how was that a life? How was that, innocent people were being killed?
You know what? It's a true story. I can understand. That's why when I see those New York projects, I see those guys hanging out. I love it. I love it. Cause I understand it. Cause you got one guy that's in those projects running it, and it's all controlled by us. I'm only saying that because that's how I grew up. That's where I came. That's where I came from. That's where I let go. But at the end of the day, that living in poverty, It really wasn't bad. I wish Cabrini Greens was up right now. I would
It
go
was
here.
bad for the black people because that building was built up for the poor blacks.
Exactly.
It was terrible. They built that building for the poor blacks, and they had them thinking that they were getting this and then that, and then they turned their backs on them, and now the crime rate went up. This building was known as public housing's most notorious failure, and of course, it was the black community.
You're right.
So how can we praise that?
I'm
How can we praise
only
something
praising.
that put us down and just turned so evil to the point where crack cocaine era, they were killing young people. Kids were dying.
It's how could we praise that? I must say, because growing up in Cabrini, Brooklyn, all those high rises, I have to respect the fact that's what made me who I am. That's what led me to see the difference. I lived that life for so long, and now I'm on the other side. I'm like, dang, I wish I would have did this earlier. Dang,
Mm-hmm.
I could have been, different. But I can't blame myself. Yeah, I have to blame the environment. If I want to blame someone, I have to blame. I was put in these projects. I was put here. I couldn't go to school. I was luckily that my school was right across the street, because if it wasn't across the street from my building, I probably wouldn't go to school, because, like I said, the GDs ran ran the whole neighborhood, and it hurts to know that, like you say, we was doing black on black crime. You know what I said?
Killing each
It
other.
hurts to know. It
Mm-hmm.
hurts to know that. And all the time I'm sitting up here saying, "Oh, I was surviving. Oh, I'm doing this." But why is you trying to overcome these obstacles from individuals that's just like you? It's a part of you. You know what I'm saying? I am you and you are him. You know what I'm saying? We are the same people. You know what I'm saying? So back to my story. So I get down here, I like I said, I get to stealing and doing this and doing that. I had skipped a couple episodes. When I get down here, I'm like about 15. They put me in a group. I'm so bad, I'm rebellious. They take me from my mama. I come to Wisconsin, get took right away. You heard me? I get took from the system. Now I'm in these group homes doing these drug programs. I'm in a drug program at 15, and trying to recuperate from not smoking weed, trying to show these people that I'm rehabilitating myself, or whatever it may be. Now I'm going through these different channels in life. Now I'm getting used to not being around my mama, not being with my family. Now like I say, I'm gang related. This is I'm in jail running it. I'm in jail totally vice lord active. And I'm going like that. And everywhere you go, and basically, I don't know, it might be different in Memphis, but basically GDs are everywhere. Gangster disciples are everywhere. And mainly, most of the time, wherever they at, it's more of them than whoever you are. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going through these channels of fighting and going to school and doing this and doing that. And I managed to slow down. Like I say, I ended up getting shot at 17. I was 15 early on doing my being put away from home. So by 17, and then I come to my senses lightweightly as far as how I'm gonna make myself a better gang member. Let me put it like that. How I'm gonna make myself a better gang member to maneuver in life. So once I got shot, I started really thinking about the codes of what I stand for. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That's what I stand for. That's a 5-point stop. Vice Lords are off the 5-point stop. And those are the points in that star. So this is how I supposed to be living. I want to be free. I want to be, lovable. I want to give justice, and things of that nature. So I'm coming back to that fold now. I say, and then I'm knowing money makes the world go round. So, and I was taught that in the projects, we used to run out of bullets and guns. So we used to have to get drugs. We get drugs, we can buy guns. We get drugs, you can buy more drugs. We get 15 niggas with $20. You got enough drugs. Oh, excuse me. You get 15 individuals with $20 or $10. You got $150.
Right.
You can go buy some drugs. Now you got 15 individuals selling this, whatever it is, a 8-ball, a quarter. You got 15 guys selling it. It's gonna sell real quick. So this is how I'm taught to move. This is how I'm taught to calculate. This is how I'm taught to elevate. So I'm doing it. I'm in Wisconsin. I'm a one-man bandstand. I don't have these guys that taught me that I'm the leader now.
What was your
I'm the
customers?
man.
Who were your customers?
My customers was the neighborhood cluckers.
Cluckers. What the heck is a clucker?
A clucker is a smoker. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So all
Clucker.
ages. It didn't matter whoever it was. Crack cocaine, it was sold to you. You had the money, it was sold to you.
If you had the money, I'm selling it to you. And
There was
back
no
then,
remorse. Even if the woman came to you guys, even if she was pregnant, even
no
if it was a little
remorse.
kid,
I
2
need
years,
that
no
money.
remorse.
No
Yeah.
remorse. I might sit at her house and I might tell her, girl, you pregnant, but I need that money because she going to go spend it with somebody else. So, you know what I'm saying?
It didn't matter.
I'm not going to hate on her. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I might go
So
buy
when
her
you live,
something.
right. So when you
Go
live in
ahead.
that lifestyle, you don't matter. You have the money, you have no remorse. Don't care who. It could be the person's rent money. Don't matter as long as they got that money. They want that rock. It's theirs.
That rock or that weed.
Right.
So it
Wow,
didn't even.
it's deep because you I guess you can't be can't be a passive drug dealer. You gotta, hey, listen, you got the money. This is what it is.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
were you scared, or there was no time for fear?
There was no time.
You couldn't be scared.
Nah, I had already seen Fear of Chicago. I had already. I didn't even think about being scared.
Right.
If you show scaredness, that make you a punk. So I wasn't no.
Right.
I didn't
Right.
feel like I was no punk. I ain't
Right.
trying to be no punk.
Right.
So
So you've
you
seen
know
a
what I'm
lot.
saying.
You've seen a
I
lot.
seen it.
How about your friends? Do you ever see people that you grew up with not make it, not survive,
Listen here.
still incarcerated?
I promise you. I promise you. I promise you, like I said, I was the youngest vice lord. I have individuals. I have a couple guys. I see them on Facebook and doing their thing in Detroit,
Oh, okay.
in Milwaukee, and
They
they
changed their
into
lives.
God.
Okay.
Oh, they going hard. I'm talking
Wow.
about these
Okay.
guys older. These are the guys that I'm talking about that influence me. These guys older than me. They doing better. They talking better. They talking. I don't care cause he into church. I'm not fit to knock them. I respect them. I'm saluting them. I salute them because I saluted you from a bad perspective. You think I'm not fit to salute you from a positive perspective, and change my ways of thinking, and I'm trying to get on better choices like them. So yeah, I see them all the time, and they see me as well. And my only change is that I have a book. They made a winner to God. My book expressing my change. They expressing their change daily. I did mine through the book because I'm how can I say this? I'm just community active. I love the community because I was so used to, like I say, I was so used to having 100 guys, 20 guys. When I come to Wisconsin, I got these guys behind me. I'm like a leader. I'm not even taking the status or the points to be the leader, but I'm making these power moves. I'm saying these powerful things. I'm having these goals or these meetings, as we call. I'm having these meetings. I'm opening the meetings and close. I can't close them. I'm opening them or maybe closing them to where, you know what I'm saying, when you open them, it's from a spiritual standpoint, and when you close it, it's from a lovable standpoint to where it's all about everyone that's there. And I'm basically the only one doing these things. So I'm going in like that. I'm selling drugs. Now I get into, like I said, when I get shot, I kind of like pump my brakes. I get into, I've always been around women. I always been around, in the projects, you have these women that try to be dudes, but they all, to me, they women. You're a woman. So they taught me a lot of things. They taught me, I watched a lot of things. I seen a lot of sexual activities going on, you know what I'm saying, to where they were performed on me by women because the older guy might have told the woman, oh, this little Ty, hound on him. You see what I'm saying? So I'm really feeling like a boss. So you think I'm really running up under these older guys? They giving me sex. They get my little Peter piped on. You heard me? So I'm loving the life in the projects, especially when dealing with females. So, like I said, if you read my book, even on the first page, it said I grew up humping girls. I used to hump girls and go and catch them in the hallway, and we hump. We played the hump game. We were, shit, I'm humping you. And that's what we was doing. That's what I was doing at a young age, humping girls. So it goes back to, like I say, I'm a female. I got 6 baby mamas and 8 kids. I have 6 baby mamas and 8 kids. And it comes from me being addicted to women.
What do you tell your kids? What advice do you give to your children about the life, about the streets, about doing things that can get you incarcerated, that can even get you killed? What is it? What is the message that you tell them? You have sons?
I have 4 sons and 4 daughters.
So
And what I tell my sons, this is what
hey, you tell your daughters too, because we got some girls, they out here, they just as bad as the guys. So
I basically, you know what, I don't try to sit up here and minimize with them or try to be on their side when I'm talking to them as far as giving them a reality check. So I just, my sons, all my sons are grown. So
but you were locked up for how long?
I was locked up in the feds. I did more too. I did in the feds. I had been locked up since I was 15. I get out. I did like 3 bits. I only did like 2 years, 4 years,
Okay.
and then I might do 18 months. And then when I went to the feds, I did like 6 years. So the most time I did was 6 years. But if you add it all up, I probably did about 15 years altogether. You know what I'm saying? From my juvenile incarceration. So I really wasn't there to raise my kids.
Right.
And like I say, they by different women all around the board. So, you know what I'm saying? They probably didn't even know me that good. So I deal with them. Most of my sons, our relationship came together from when they became older. So I treat him like a man. I tell him, man, you got to deal with it, man. You can't be playing out here. So I don't even talk to my sons them like they a son. I talk to them like they're a man, like, not like he a friend in the instance of me giving him good advice, not a friend that's me being easy on him, in which I have to be easy on them because they my sons. I didn't grow up around them, so I really can't come. You think I'm finna come around one of my sons that 18, 19, these kids shooting everybody, and think I'm finna slap him because he said something nasty to me or somebody else, in which I'm grateful that all my kids respect me. You know what I'm saying? I don't go through them saying, "Oh, motherfuckers, you went around." Fuck you. They may feel like that, but they not saying it. So I have to reiterate myself into their life to make them feel like, even though I wasn't there then, I'm here now.
Right.
So
Right. Do
I
you think
just
if your
basically
father
tell,
was more in your life, or if you had a mentor, you wouldn't have got? Two questions I got for you. Do you think if your father was more in your life, or you had a mentor, you wouldn't have been in the life that you were in? And if you could go back, would you change?
boy, you tough. You
Damn
tough.
right, I'm tough. This story's tough, sure.
Hey, my father, do I think if my father was in my life?
Because that's the
Nah.
problem. A lot of
Only thing,
families.
I think if my father would have, but the only thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna answer that like this: my father shouldn't have moved to Cabrini. He shouldn't have moved me into Cabrini. So if he wouldn't have, he was in my life enough. My father wasn't a father that abandoned my mother or us, even though he was always on the road working, or he didn't. Cabrini Greens was you didn't have no work programs around there. So he had to go on the west side and the south side or travel in a moving truck doing his work. So uh I can't say that because it's the environment. The environment I was around. So if you basically saying to me like, yeah, okay, if I'm saying that, that means my father was gonna make me stay in the house. I wasn't gonna
No.
go
And
outside.
you was under, maybe it was peer pressure. We know a lot of kids are under peer pressure, but you had a choice. You had a choice.
True.
You had a choice to do the right thing or the wrong thing. And you chose the wrong thing. Now, it could have been
Mm.
peer pressure. I know things are hard. You're under that environment. But is that an excuse? Because I could be surrounded by people that do things. Do I have to do it? I don't have to do it. I choose to do it. So it was a choice. But
Okay,
I
hold
get it.
on.
I get it. When you're you're growing
Uh,
up and people are telling you get this money, get that,
Now,
and it looks
I'm
good.
seven. I'm 7 years
Right.
of age.
But you're 7 years old and you're in the street. Why were you in the street 7 years old? You understand what I'm trying to
Yes,
say? Like, I think sometimes when families don't have that, and I'm not saying all parents are good, but sometimes women are so under pressure. Your mom couldn't make you a man. So that's why I was saying, do you think sometimes not having the man around, that could cause a lot of problems in the household? Because now you're in the street. Your mother's she trying to make a good living for y'all, and she took care of y'all the best way she could. And you probably was under peer pressure and you didn't have a male figure around. Could that have been the problem that led you out there? You're talking
yes,
7 years
ma'am.
old. 7 years
Yes,
old, you should
ma'am.
have been watching cartoons.
Yes, ma'am. I
So that's
can't.
what I was
I
saying.
can't.
Do you think not having a father around could have caused to be out there?
Totally, totally.
Yeah.
Because I could have been
Right.
with him on the road.
Right.
He could have took me on the road with him while he was working. He could have showed. He could have taught me the work ethics of what he was doing to provide for us. And
Right.
like you say, yeah, I can't say I'm not going to sit up here and say my father was around like he should have been when I became this young demon that I was.
Right.
You're right.
That's young. 7 years old. I mean, 7 years old. Most of the time, you're watching Scooby Doo, and because
Scooby Doo and
me
all
and you are
that.
the same age. We're the same age. So I was seven
Talk to
years
me.
old watching Tom and Jerry, and I
Tom
and
and
I
Jerry. I
understand.
love
Don't
them.
get me too, and I get it. The
Woody
environment,
Woodpecker.
Woody Woodpecker,
Come on
and
now.
I understand it. I think it was peer pressure, and you had a choice. You didn't have to do it, but
I had a choice.
You had a choice.
You're right.
You had a choice. You did.
I'm loving that. I'm loving because you know what? I'm loving that you saying that because even though we're the same age, I learned something from you because I know choices. People always say, "No, I made a mistake." No, you made the wrong choice.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Let's not put it on nothing else. You made the wrong choice. So
But the fact that
I
you're doing something positive now means a lot because you can help so many youth that are trying to go that route or are there already to let them know,
hmm
hey, don't do it. So I'm proud of you for what you're doing now. You know, I'm very proud that and I see you on Facebook and you are really trying to promote your book and I seen you, you talking to people and so it's good to know that you are really letting people know, hey, hey, buddy,
that's
don't
over.
don't do it. Don't do it.
That's over, y'all. That's
Yeah.
over. hmm
There's a lot of people don't have people that telling them, hey, not to do it. So they don't know what to do. They're lost. So
Right.
kudos
They
to
they
you for
do
that.
they doing exactly what what was done to me and what I did to others.
Right.
And like you said, it had to stop somewhere, man, because we losing too many kids. Now, you know,
Yes.
when the kids that shit make me feel like, damn, Tyrone, that's my reason. Man, you the cause of this shit. You know, I be thinking like this to myself, so I be like, oh, you saying you want to get back to the community. This is my mentality. This is my different choices to where I be like, nah, I gotta get out here. I gotta at least say, put the guns down. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? I got to say something against it. And
I saw you
because
marching. You got some
because
video. Where were you
oh
at?
yeah, that was at Juneteenth. That was last year. Oh, I went
Oh,
hard. You see me?
yeah, I saw you. I saw
We
you with the
went hard.
bullhorn. Oh yeah,
hmm
that was
Listen,
awesome.
these guys had invited us. They invited me to march with them. They didn't know I was gonna. I said when I go there that morning, I said no, I gotta go get me a horn. I'm gonna be heard walking through. I'm in a march. I'm not finna just march and just march. I'm finna march and I bought that little horn and I went hard. And then they had the band right there by me, so it was beautiful to where that was part of my plan.
Right. That was cool. That was really cool. That
That
was
was
cool.
part of my plan. You know what I'm saying? And that's at the end. That's totally me living a different life during that time. And I wouldn't recognize I wouldn't a lot of people this is like a lot of people right now may say this and that about me. Oh, that nigga, he's still in excuse my language. That man, he's still in the streets. Oh, he's still a vice lord. Oh, no. I'm community orientated. When you be seeing me on Facebook, I don't be in just my neighborhood. I don't be in just the Vice Lord's neighborhood. I go in all neighborhoods. Not saying I don't have my third eye open,
Right.
but I'm going in all these neighborhoods. I'm
I
not
think if they have more,
known. I'm not
yeah,
known in Chicago,
right. I think if they
but I'm
have
known
more
here. I'm
programs, they didn't have those programs back then. Probably when you grew up, they didn't have the things for the kids to do and stuff like that. I think if they just bring back these programs, they're putting the money into all these other stupid things, but education is so important. But then it's not just important for the Caucasian people or the Asian people. It's important for all races. And I think that if they put these programs back for these young students, maybe they wouldn't have time to be out here in the streets. They can do things that they love, whether it's basketball, soccer, football, whatever. Bring back Scared Straight. Let them see how it is in these prisons. That
talk to
this
me.
is not the
Talk to
way to
me.
go. You stop
Talk
these
to me.
programs, and now these kids are out in the street trying to hustle. They need money. Parents
Talk
can't
to me.
do what they want them to do, and they need these fly Jordans, and it's got a lot to do with social media too. They put in their head, oh, you gotta have these Jordans, or you gotta have Chanel, or you gotta have all of this. And so the kids say, all right, well, how am I gonna get it? The only way I can get it is by doing this, doing that. So it's bad, you know. Bring back the activities for the children. What happened to the summer youth program? You remember the summer youth program? It used to
Talk
be
to me.
awesome where they had the jobs for the kids. You get your first check when you're like 16. So you were able to buy your stuff. You didn't have to go
But
out there.
you know what?
But
See, this the problem. This the problem. This the problem with all of that. These people thinking those people as well that you talking about thinking, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you ever been incarcerated or not. I hope you haven't. But anyways, you know what I'm saying?
your phone, you
Incarceration is
breaking up.
not the answer.
You breaking
The
up. I
answer
can't
is
hear you.
exactly what you was just saying. We need programs. You hear me now?
Yeah, it's much better. I hear you.
Can you hear me now, please?
Yeah, I hear you.
And no one. You're real. You rehabilitate yourself. So, and it's hard to do that when you surrounded by criminals.
Right.
So that goes back to, like I was saying, to me, speaking of my prison life, when I was in prison, I basically ran prisons in the sense of me being like how can I say this? Me being a debt leader, you know what I'm saying, to
Right.
wherever I'm at in that prison, you know what I'm saying, I'm running my show and don't let no other vice lords be in there because it's gonna be family ties going on to where
Right.
I'm setting my mark. I'm letting them know the TV, doing all this. See, a lot of people have a TV. I need this TV at 5 o'clock. I'm a vice lord. I grew up as a vice lord. Like I say, 5 o'clock. We go off you remember I mentioned a 5-point star to you. What that mean about the love, true peace, freedom, and justice. So 5 o'clock, we draw off the 5. I throw up the 5. If you see me, I throw up the 5. That's what the 5 mean. You see my hand, I might have my hand in the air like in any other game member know. But anyways, I'm saying like 5 o'clock. It may be, it might be 2 vice lords on this deck and 20 GDs. But like I say, people misunderstand the purpose. I ain't gonna say the purpose, the meaning of what a GD supposed to be representing and what a vice lord supposed to represent. And these morals comes out when we in jail because when you in jail, you become acquainted. You see what I'm saying? When you're in jail
Right.
with the ops, now I bet you don't hear about no ops shooting and stabbing each other a lot in jails. You see what I'm saying? Why?
Right.
Why everybody got to understand them in jail? You see what I'm saying? Even though we
Right.
know the world is wicked, but when you go to jail, now you ain't straighten your act up
Right.
because you got these individuals in jail that's been doing 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 10, 20 years, ain't playing. You got
Right.
these niggas in jail. You got individuals like me that was rough on the streets, but sometimes they go to jail and you might become a girl in there. You see what I'm saying? Or you go to
Right.
jail, you might become a rat in there.
Right.
So all that shooting and doing this and that don't mean nothing to those guys in jail doing 20, 30 years. They want to
Right.
stick a pole, they want to stick a broom up in your butt, if you know what I
Wow.
mean, because
Right.
they feel like, oh, you know, I don't know, you from New York. I know I'm a prison dude. I've been in federal prison. Them guys in New York making other niggas drink their urine.
Wow.
How hoish can you get then? Me coming to a joint and some guys coming to me, nigga, drink this. And you got
Wow.
individuals drinking it to where that's worse than them sticking a stick up you. And you know what that stick is. It's not no real broom, his broom. Let me put it like
Right.
that. So,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? And you have to know it. And if you're not one of the ones to maneuver, and then, like I say, It's like a respect. I don't know, life, you have to respect it. When you in jail, it's a different life. When you when you're in jail. So like I'm saying, I'm doing all these things. I'm seeing all these things. And you think, I'm seeing all, like you say, these kids. That's why you want to send these kids to these prisons, because these kids going to get, you a victim. Soon as they walk through the door, he a victim. You got guys pointing at them. You got guys, all these kids running around here in life, want to act like girls on the streets. You better not do no crime. I'm telling you now, buddy. Since you want to wag your little tail so high on the streets, we going to see how high you going to wag it. You know what I'm saying? When you get in those places where guys don't play no games with people doing that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Cause you got killers that, like I said, come on. You want me to talk about my prison life? I'm a carry on to, cause we getting toward the end of all this, and the end of this led to my federal business, to me seeing all of these bad things, even though I knew it was happening, but I was present around these things. When I was in prison, and when I was in state prison, I ain't never seen nobody get, I seen a lot of fights or whatever, not a lot of stabbings. So, like I said, I grew up, a lot of shooting I got tired of. So I'm down here. I ended up, like I said, I did about 3 prison bits, state bits. So I caught a federal case. Not just in 2008. Caught the federal case. They ended up sending me. I caught the federal case in because they sent me to California. So anybody that's listening to this podcast, you ever been in federal prison? A lot of people been in the feds. I did my time in Victorville. I'm not trying to say it like I'm bragging. Victorville, California. We call it Killerville. So if you been there, you know what I mean. So now, come on, please. I'm back into this. I'm back into the same shit that I grew up having to deal with. So now I'm in Victorville, Killerville. I'm seeing all these things. We got metal detectors everywhere. You got it's political. You got you got the blacks, you got the whites, you got the gangs, and you got the Mexicans. You better not call them no Mexican down there in California. You got the Paisas. I'm going to say what they really are. You got the Paisas and the Serenos, Norteños, and that's what they are. These are gang members. These are gangs. So I'm in gangland. Now I'm back in the fucking gangland. Excuse my land. I'm back into gang world. And it's like, oh, you wouldn't believe it. So now I'm going through this. I'm here. I'm doing my time. I'm around these individuals. Soon I get there. Everybody walking up to me, what you bang? They say bang down there. They don't say what gang, what you bang. Walking on, I don't bang. I'm saying this to the guys. Guys walking up to me, everybody. Where you from? What you bang? Where you from? Where you bang? That's what they say when you're in the feds. When you first get there, people see you because federal prison is open. It's in this where this one is. Let me put it like that. I'm talking about where I'm at. This one is. Ain't no guards don't run nothing around here. So I'm going through this. I'm seeing this. I get there. Soon I get there, dude tell me, I already know. If you ain't blood or cuz, don't come in my room. If you don't have your paperwork, don't come in here. So
You gotta show
I don't have.
paperwork that you in a gang.
Yeah, no, you gotta show paperwork that you didn't rat. Not no gang. Fuck the gang.
Lord.
So if you're in the gang, you really got to show your paperwork. So that course go on. So where I ain't blood. I ain't no blood or no crip. I'm a vice lord, and I don't bang. This is what I'm saying to him. The guys, I'm like, no, I'm from Chicago, Wisconsin. I'm saying 2 states on them. I'm from Chicago and Wisconsin. And with me saying Wisconsin, they really now they suspicious about me. So Wisconsin is in a lot of these states. I'm not going to just say Wisconsin, but Wisconsin is one of the states. Like I said, if anybody listens to this podcast, they're going to know I know what I'm talking about, and I be about what I'm talking about, and I've been about that, and I'm just keeping it real. that Milwaukee they call it Milwaukee talkie. It's the rat state when people ratting a lot and all this and that to where they give you a pass to rat. So, but I'm saying this because I'm from Wisconsin. You see what I'm saying? I'm not you see, like I say, my story in my book, I'm keeping it real.
I hear that. That's good.
You see
I
what I'm
want
saying?
you to keep it real.
Right. No,
Well,
I'm saying I'm keeping it real to them. I'm not gonna just say I'm from Chicago because I'm a bankroll. I got bankroll tatted on my arm. I got bankroll in big letters. I got the word bank on one arm and roll on the other arm. So if anybody from Chicago see that, then I got the letters 502 and 500 right by my wrist at the end of it. They knowing who I am. That's a bankroll brother. So I'm one of them CVLs. So you know what I'm saying? Believe me, cause like you said, Cabrini Greens is known, but this building that I'm telling you about, even though we were surrounded around GDs, we was raw business. You see what I'm saying? You see how I'm telling how I'm living every day?
right. So
We
what message
watching.
can? So what
Go ahead.
message? Because we're gonna end the show. What message can you give to a young person out there that's trying to get into the gang, sell drugs?
Man,
What's the message?
my first message is, man, first off, put the
First
guns
message.
down.
How many messages you got?
Man, I said, first off, put the guns down.
Put the guns down.
Put the guns down and stay in school, man. Go to school,
Yes.
man. I really I can't give nobody no skills on how to live criminally. Cause if I did, I would tell you to live like I did. So there's no advice for me to give a person in the school but what I just said. Put the guns down, stay in school, buddy.
Right.
Stay in school. If you stay in school, you're gonna have great opportunities. You're not gonna focus on, if you're in school, you're not gonna focus on the streets. So that's all I can tell them. I can't tell you to, don't sell no dope, but still hang with them. You see what I'm saying? Don't if you in it, you in it. You go to jail, you better be with it. You want to be a criminal. See, when I went to jail, I liked the jail. It's fucked up. When I went to jail, I thought going to jail made you who you are. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't want to go to jail to think you going cause like I just told you, when I went to jail, I wasn't that same dude. I wasn't the same dude that I was on the streets. As far as I was the same dude, I mean, I didn't have the same crowd. I didn't have the same people behind me. I was me, but I wasn't running the motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? It's a different world to where, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, you just, man, stay away from crime, man, because if you go to jail, you have to do your time, man. You have to do your time, buddy. All that snitching and all that other stuff is obsolete. You know what I'm saying? If you cut like you talking to a person that, you know what I'm saying, I dealt with it. I dealt with, you know what I'm saying, when I got incarcerated, I always felt like this making me better. So I never bought TVs. I never bought TVs. I never got comfortable. I never wanted to, anybody that seen me in prisons know that. I'm walking around in the green suit. Give me a sweatsuit and the green suit. And I don't even want no G-Shock watch. Tell him, well, you need to keep taking walk around with G-Shock. No, I don't need no TV. I'll watch yours. I'm in there telling them that. I'll watch yours. Since you so good on having your girl and everybody saying, no, I don't need no TV. They have TVs in here free. Prisons have free TVs. You see what I'm saying? So I never tried to make myself come, even when I was young. And when I was young, anytime I went to prison, please believe me, I did the best thing. Any program they had in that boy, Tyrone Malone was doing it to get out free. If you had to get out free, not no get out a free tail card. You know, most prisons have these programs you do to better yourself. Come on. That's why I can run a program. I can run a drug program right now. I also got my college degree, so let's put that in there too. In
Oh,
human
that's what's up.
services, you know what I'm saying? I'm
That's
finna go
good.
back to
Very
school
good.
and and elevate on that. So I did go to school too. I had been going to school through that process of me, like I say, was making that change in life back when I was on the streets. And I didn't do college in prison. Wasn't no
That's
college
good.
available for me in prison. I did it on the
Right.
streets.
That's good. Wow. I thank you for being on the show and telling your story and your great book. What's the name of your book again? Tell the audience again.
Life from Cabrini Greens.
Life from
Yeah.
Tyrone Malone.
Everybody need to know, you know, we finna end this. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? The more of the book is I came to my senses, like I say, all of these things was happening in federal prison, this political living, gang living, you know what I'm saying, and people taking people manhood living, drug living. It was all going on to where I didn't want to be a part of that. I
Right.
didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? So I decided to write the book. I changed my ways of thinking and I thought for the betterment. The
That's
things that
good.
I'm saying, what the courage you hearing in my voice now is all about the courage I have in myself to do right because I'm fully positive now. I haven't done no crime since I've been home, sold no drugs, you know what I'm saying? I have smoked weed, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I love weed, but I ain't did
All
nothing.
right.
I had another baby since I got out too, so
Oh
you know what I'm
my
saying?
God. Lord have mercy on your soul. You know, I know you've probably been locked up a couple of times, but they sell condoms. Okay?
You right. You right.
Wear some condoms, Tyrone.
Yeah,
Come on
uh,
now. Yeah.
yeah, you right.
Yeah.
But it
Come on,
ain't.
brother.
I'm with her now, and I'm with the
Oh, that's
woman now,
good.
so it's not
Okay.
no. It wasn't no
Oh,
hit and
that's
run
good.
thing. Yeah,
That's
cause
good.
you already know
Stay,
all them other ones hit and runs.
but stay with, be on top of your kids though, please. You
Yeah, I
know,
love
stay.
my kids. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
I love
I
my
know.
kids.
I see your pictures on Facebook. But stay on top
Love
of
my
them and
kids.
educate them and let them know
Yeah,
what
become
to
a better
do.
father. That's what.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to become better and more into their life. Yeah, I'm not all the way fit, so let's not get me misunderstood. I come
No,
from
no,
struggle and pain. I'm
no,
still
no.
struggling.
Right. That's okay. You know, things are gonna get better. But thank you again for being on my show. And where can we find your book?
You can find my book on Amazon, or you can get in touch with me. You can email me at Tyrone Malone 98 at gmail.com, or you can catch me on Facebook. That's the easiest catch. You can catch me on Facebook. My name is Tyrone Malone. You see my book right there. I'm there. I can send it to you. And if you anywhere in Chicago, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, that's where I'm located at right now. If you ever see me in person, believe me, I got one for you. And I'm trying to sell 1,000,000 on feet. I don't think no other author done it. I'm fit to try to do it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And I just want to tell my audience out there always remember to live, laugh, love. Love yourself first because you can't love anyone or anything unless you love yourself first. Stay healthy, stay focused. Keep God first in your life. Hug and squeeze your family and your pets because they family too. Just a little bit tighter. Love you, mommy and daddy, forever. And Tyrone, thank you so much for being on the show, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you, Miss Priest, and I really appreciate this, man. I'm really saluting you right now, man. It's a blessing, man. Thank you, Miss Priest. Miss Priest, you are the best. And
Oh,
I
thank
see
you.
you doing your thing. And believe me, I know I've been working lately. You haven't heard from me, but I be telling people always about you. Miss
I
Priest,
appreciate
anybody
that.
I think about, they have a podcast, you're the first thing come up, and Miss Bonnie Chambers.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. Appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
Oh, thank you.
That concludes this episode of Listen Up, Listen In with your host, Preezy. Hey, yo, Preezy, tell them how to keep in touch, baby.
Go to Instagram, Listen Up, Listen In 5687, and on Facebook, Listen Up, Listen In. You can also email me at listenuplistenin5687@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, by following me on social media, you'll be able to see all the platforms my podcast is on. Wherever you consume my podcast, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when a new episode is posted. Rate, review, and share this podcast.
Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Yeah.